5831. The lifting forces which act on a hot air balloon are primarily the result of the interior air. A. Pressure being greater than ambient pressure. B. Temperature being less than ambient temperature. C. Temperature being greater than ambient temperature. The correct answer is C. Since a balloon's envelope captures a gas that is lighter or less dense than the surrounding atmosphere, the theory of balloon flight is essentially the idea of lift applied to that situation. Less dense than cool air is hot air. 5832. While in flight, ice begins forming on the outside of the fuel tank in use. This would most likely be caused by A. Water in the fuel. B. A leak in the fuel line. C. Vaporized fuel instead of liquid fuel being drawn from the tank into the main burner. The correct answer is C. The amount of vaporized fuel being sucked off lowers the tank's pressure, allowing the liquid fuel inside to boil off and lowering the tank's temperature. On a hot day, this is a terrific way to lower tank pressure. 5833. If ample fuel is available, within which temperature range will propane fuel vaporize sufficiently to provide enough fuel pressure for burner operation during flight? A. 0 degrees Fahrenheit to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. B. 10 degrees Fahrenheit to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. C. 30 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The correct answer is C. Propane fuel vaporizes sufficiently to provide enough fuel pressure for burner operation during flight within the temperature range of 30 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Propane is stored in a liquid state under pressure inside the fuel tank. To use it as fuel for the burner, it needs to vaporize into a gaseous state. The vaporization process is facilitated by the temperature. In colder temperatures, propane may not vaporize efficiently, resulting in insufficient fuel pressure for burner operation. 5834. When landing a balloon, what should the occupants do to minimize landing shock? A. Be seated on the floor of the basket. B. Stand back to back and hold onto the load ring. C. Stand with knees slightly bent facing the direction of movement. The correct answer is C. When landing a balloon, the occupants should stand with their knees slightly bent facing the direction of movement to minimize landing shock. During the landing, the basket may experience some jolts or bumps as it touches down. By standing with knees slightly bent, the occupants can absorb some of the landing shock through their legs and provide better stability. This posture helps to distribute the impact forces more evenly and reduces the risk of losing balance or getting jolted excessively. 5835. Vertical control of a gas balloon is accomplished by A. Using the rip panel rope. B. Valuing gas or releasing ballast. C. Opening and closing the appendix. The correct answer is B. Vertical control of a gas balloon is primarily accomplished by valuing gas or releasing ballast. GS balloons maintain their buoyancy by containing a specific volume of lifting gas, typically hydrogen or helium. To ascend, the pilot can vent some of the lifting gas through a valve at the top of the balloon, reducing the overall buoyancy and causing the balloon to rise. This process is known as valuing gas. Conversely, to descend, the pilot can release ballast, which is typically sand or other weighted material carried on board. By releasing ballast, the total weight of the balloon decreases, causing it to descend.